and made many a blind man see. Hey, hey, hey. Come on, my brothers and my sisters, all. Hey, 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 yeah. Let's get together now before we fall. Let's get together. For see the hard times they have just begun to be. Better hold on, Israel. Yes, sir. Hold on, believe me now. You got hold on tight. Ooh, yeah. Don't you let go, Israel, 'cause the Most High said, not by strength and not by might. Hold on, Israel. Yes, sir. You better believe me now. Hold on tight. Hey, 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 yeah. Don't you let go, Israel, 'cause the Most High said, not by strength and not by might. Cause when the clouds get gray, and don't you be dismayed, you gotta hold on, hold on. Cause when the clouds get gray, and don't you be dismayed, cause the Father is watching you, and He will see you through. Cause when the clouds get gray, and don't you be dismayed, cause the Father is watching you, and He will see you through.
All right. Beautiful song. My name is Shamsu Reef. I, along with Brother Cottrell, my friend, fellow elder, and elder on the council, and Nisanya, my Esau, the administrator of the show, is here to bring to you the truth of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and certainly give you some perspective on us and some input on our enemies. You see, we have to be cognizant and universal in our studies. Yes, we study the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob without any reservation and a hesitation, a spiritual connection. But physically, we have eyes on our brothers and our sisters, as should be, and certainly in regards to our enemies. And as you will see in these studies tonight, that's just the case. As I will finish in the study, not finish, but start in chapter 6, chapter 5, Queen Esther. And Brother Cottrell will be studied at Nahum, the prophet. And it goes on to say in so many words that Yah exacts, well, this is my interpretation. This is not how it's read. It said, how it reads, Yah wrath on his enemy. Simply said, Yah, this is my take on it. Yah exacts vengeance on nations that he used. And our people for that matter. So don't think for 1 minute, Donald Trump gonna get away. Donald Trump hadn't got away from anything. Don't think universal white race supremacy has gotten away. It hadn't gotten away from anything. But be assured of one fact. They see you as their enemies. The Sonia and I watched a movie this past weekend on 123.movies. It's called The Order. And it was about universal white race supremacy. And at the end of that, the writings behind it. The writing said what had taken place in the 80s had an effect upon those that invaded the United States Capitol quite recently in 2021, yes. And so be assured of one thing. I don't just talk about universal white race supremacy for just simply talking about it. I talk about it because it is the last kingdom. That's why I talk about it. And to give you some idea in perspective, the last kingdom is not one land mass per se. Universal white race supremacy knows no land mass per se. It has control over every aspect and component over other lands. And some of you may say, Young Super Reef, what you smoking dope? Well, that's not the truth. I have now in the past. Thanks to the Most High. I don't anymore. But I say that because the evidence speaks for itself. They have armies, they have navies, they have military might, they have nuclear weapons. And you may say, Yamsuk, those people in Africa ain't ran by nobody. You must be smoking dope yourself then. Because the evidence speaks for itself in that regard. They don't control anything in any aspect of that. They're just puppets in charge. Because of the fact universal white race supremacy control every aspect and component of this universe. And it's true. And the evidence speaks for itself. So I try to give you some idea and some own look as to what your challenges are. And some of you may say, Yom Super, if it don't bother me, it will. Keep living. It will. I'm not going to argue with you about that universal white race supremacy. Think you something special. You're magnificent. Because sooner or later, it will address the issue in your regard. So you will get no argument with me on that. And I certainly like to talk about us. How that we have been socially engineered in a condition to be a monstrosity, something that nobody really pays. Well, some things they pay attention to us, but for anything of any serious regard, they don't pay us any, never mind. They'll take advantage of it, no doubt. But truth be told, because we have universally in a mass collective been socially engineered in a condition to hate one another, mistreat one another, abuse one another, dominate one another, and sometimes kill one another. And write rap songs about it. If that's not a monstrosity, I don't know what is. I'm not saying that to make you feel bad. I'm saying that to make you open up your eyes, awaken, and see what you have been reduced to. Clams in a basket, so to speak. And the only way you can address that matter is simply by the sake of the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, by turning back to him. It's just that simple. But we've been socially engineered and conditioned to make everything hard. And we all think we're something special. But we're not special in the least bit. Yeah, in the sense that the Most High sees us as special. but we're not been acting special, not in the sense that the Most High imposes upon us. And so I want us to be the best we can be. And the only way we can be the best we can be is turning back to the Most High. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. It's not hard. And so, Brother Yuccanan has made an appearance. I'm going to bring him on stage. And so, without further ado, Brother Cottrell, we studied the prophet Nahum. As I said, my interpreter, Yah is vengeance on nations that he uses, and individuals too, truth be told. So don't you be worried about Donald Trump. Don't you be worried about universal white race supremacy. Their time will come. They want to escape the vengeance of the Most High. And you ain't got to lift up a finger. Just do what the Most High tells you to do when he tells you to do it, and he tells you to do it. It's just that simple. See, we get all so sucked up into the mire, the quicksand, trying to emulate and follow after our enemies. And we think if we don't emulate and follow after our enemies, we're not doing anything. Well, you're not doing anything, truth be told. But you would do much more better if you emulate your creator and those ancients, as in the case of Queen Esther, Mordecai, the prophet Nahum, and so on and so forth. Because you don't know how to be a Hebrew, a Israelite. You just know you woke up one. Somebody told you, oh, I'm one, I'm something special. No, it takes much more than that. It takes one to comport themselves in that fashion. Humble themselves before the Most High. And humble themselves before the leaders of the nation, which is in place now, the elders of the nation. Our king, nobody knows where he's at. The Most High will reveal him when time is needed. Our princes of each tribe, all 12 of them, nobody know where they're at, but the Most High will reveal them in time, in due time. The high priest, nobody knows where they're at, but the Most High will reveal them in time. But guess who's here? The elders. It's just that simple. Some of you sisters out there running wild. Some of you brothers out there running wild. Some of the children are already crazy as they want to be. Because the hand that rocks the cradle is not rocking rather well. And the brothers cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, so to speak. So that being said, we're here tonight to share with you the studies. But before we get started in these studies, let us all turn to the east, shall we? And give praise and thanksgiving to the Most High. I had to move my little bench and take my hat off. Y'all know I wear my hat all the time. Y'all ready? Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God of our ancients. God of our history. Direct and order our steps. Help us to stop leaning to our own understanding. Help us to learn to love you, Yah, with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength, and our brothers and sisters as ourselves. And certainly, Most High, help us to love ourselves individually. Help us to let your footstep be our pathway. It's by virtue of your word, Most High. And most importantly, help us to have a double dose of humility, because we've been sadly lacking, because we had to get some false sense of pride and false sense of self-awareness, so we got over prideful. So help us to get away from that, get to our strength, which is humility. Praise and bless your holy name, Yah. Hallelujah. So without further ado, I will bring Nasanya on so she can make her hellos and introduction. After, I will bring Yuccanan, our dear friend and young brother from Florida, to make his introductions and shaloms. And then my friend and brother from New York City and fellow elder on council, Brother Cottrell. Nasanya, your mic is hot. May the Most High bless you.
Thank you, Yamsu. Shalom, shalom, family. All praises to the Holy One of Israel. So happy to be back. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend, a couple of days off. All praises. Glad to be back.
It's good to have you back, Nasanya. May the Most High bless you. Brother Yuccanan, your mic is hot, brother. You and Alisa. May the Most High bless you.
Shalom, Israel. I'm here just listening in, trying to gain this knowledge and take it in and regurgitate it back out the right way, not the wrong way, not my way, not the highway, not my way, not your way, but the right way.
You better believe
All
it, young
praise
brother.
to the Most High.
You better believe it. Yuccanon, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but we missed you the other day. My Esau said you was in Love Land. Were you in Love Land?
I was doing all kind of stuff, cooking and putting away groceries. I was listening though. I was listening, laughing. I couldn't talk.
Sister, listen, y'all don't supposed to be in Love Land. It's time to get to work. Okay.
I'm putting away groceries.
Okay, bro. I'm just messing with you. Yuccanon, you know I'm just messing with you, brother.
Oh, good.
All right. Thank you, brother Yuccanon. Good to have you back, brother. You and the sister Alyssa. Brother Cottrell, your mic is hot. May the Most High bless you.
Shalom, shalom, family. Bless y'all, oh my soul, and all that's within me. Bless His holy name. Giving all honor and praise to the Holy One of Yisrael, the Elohim of our fathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yisrael. It's good to hear your voices. Brother Yam Sufari, Sister Nasanya, Brother Yakanan, and the family over there. May the Most High bless y'all. How y'all doing?
We're doing okay, brother. Thank you for asking Nasanya and I. And may we ask the same of you and your Esau and your family. Praise y'all.
Everybody's well. Giving thanks for another day. Another chance to fight this battle that we fighting. Praise
the Most High. Praise the Most High.
You started out with that song, man. Not by strength and not by might. The completion of that, but by that which proceeds out of my mouth. We're talking about Yah's words. Hallelujah. And that's what gives us the ability to do the impossible. So, we need to be a love land, Yamsu.
Oh, okay. I ain't knocking Yuccanon. I ain't knocking Yuccanon, because I was in Love Land a couple of days ago.
It's too bad the world is not in Love Land. Too much hate in the world, not enough love in the land.
Yeah, I was in Love Land yesterday. May the Most High bless my Esau.
Yeah. It should be a permanent dwelling place.
Exactly.
But you was talking about the film that you watched, and it's funny because I was watching a YouTube video called Aliens Are Coming for Black People. I don't know if y'all seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all seen that.
No, I didn't see it, brother.
If you get a chance, check it out. Because it's
aliens are coming for us. Well, maybe they misinterpreted. Maybe they said the angels of the Elohim is coming for us. Maybe they said alien, because they are alien to them. It's true.
They got the label. Aliens are coming for black people. Y'all can check it out on YouTube.
We'll check it out, brother Cottrell. Thank you for providing that information. And check out The Order on 123.net movie. Thank you, brother Cottrell.
Is that a free service?
Yeah, it's free. You go to 123.net movie on your computer. It pulls up. And then if it don't come up on it first, just type it into that setting to the right up top, The Order, and it'll come on. You'll see it. You'll see it and you can pick it.
Yeah, just the name alone. You know, they want to bring that one world order back. Try to get it back to where Nimrod had it. One world order.
Speaks volumes.
Yep.
Speaks volumes. You done, bro? You ready, Cottrell?
Yes, sir.
You ready, Yuccanon? Ready, Nasanya?
All the time.
Okay, students, turn to Queen Esther, chapter 5. Now it came to pass on the third day that Queen Esther clothed herself regally, meaning her clothing was descriptive of her queenship. She didn't go any old tacky or messy old way. She reflected her status as queen. She stood in the inner court of the king's house, opposite the king's house. And the king was sitting on his royal throne in the royal palace opposite the entrance of the house. In verse 2, and it came to pass when the king saw Queen Esther standing in the court that she won his favor in his eyes, because she really wasn't supposed to be coming. But simply by looking upon her regalness, how she comported herself, I imagine she was humble, and she was gorgeous. You know, our sisters are gorgeous. She was humble. And the king extended to Queen Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand. And Queen Esther approached and touched the end of the scepter. In verse 3, those praying and fasting sure worked, didn't it? In verse 3, the king said to her, "What concerns you, Queen Esther?" Because he knew that was outside of her norm. And what is your petition? He knew she came for something. He said, even to half the kingdom, it will be given to you, whatever it is. Up to half my kingdom, I give it to you. Because she had made a great impression upon her during her marriage with him. In verse 4, and Queen Esther said, if it pleases the king, let the king and Haman the magnificent, whom think he said something special, come today to the banquet that I have prepared for him. She was doing some Machiavellian stuff too. Hammond think he's something special. He think he's really got it going on. And in verse 6, and the king said to Queen Esther during the wine banquet, what is your petition? It shall be granted you. And what is your request? Even he said in verse 6, up to half it shall be fulfilled. So she says in verse 7, then Queen Esther replied and said, my petition and my request, simply said, are as follows. In verse 8, if I have found favor in the king's eyes, if I've comported myself in a fashion as a queen, I've done my due diligence, just like the woman in Proverbs 31, chapter 10, verse 10 to 31. If I displayed that so much character, and if it pleases the king to grant my petition and to fulfill my request, let the king and Haman the magnificent, who think himself something special, come to the banquet that I will make for them. And tomorrow I will do the king, whatever you ask me, tomorrow I'm going to do what you ask. What you ask me, I'm going to explain it to you tomorrow. Verse 9, and Haman, whose name is something magnificent, and I said, whom think himself something special, went out that day and with a cheerful heart, but a proverbial but. When Haman saw Mordecai, that N-word in the king's gate, he neither rose nor stirred Mordecai because Mordecai knew, you my enemy. I'm not going to, whatever. I see you, but I don't see you. And Haman was filled with wrath against Mordecai, Queen Esther's cousin. In verse 10, but Haman restrained himself. He said, I can't let loose on that end right now. And he came home and he sent and brought his friend and Zeresh, his wife. He sent for them and bought them. And Haman in verse 11 recounts to them the glory of his riches. And man, I didn't get it. I'd have rose to the pinnacle of success, and a multitude of his sons, and all the ways that the king had promoted him, and that he had exalted him over the princes, made him chief over the princes, head of state, so to speak, and the king's servant. In verse 12, Haman the magnificent, his name describes, and I said, whom think himself something special, said, Queen Esther did not even bring anyone to the party. She didn't bring no one else to the party that she made except me. Tomorrow too. I'm going back tomorrow too. I'm invited to her with the king. Boy, ain't that something special? I expect, he said to himself. In verse 13, but all this work, now I can't even enjoy myself. But because he said, but all this is worth nothing to me. Why? Every time I see Mordecai, that N-word in the Yehudite sitting in the king's gate, he just runs. And, I suspect some of our enemies, as in the case of Haman, feels the same way as I speak. Can't stand us. Although we think they do. But they can't enjoy their own. They got everything. They can't enjoy that. Just like Haman had everything. He couldn't enjoy that. They own everything. They can't enjoy that. They got who they wanted as a president. They can't enjoy that. And you know what? The only way they can enjoy their ill-gotten gain that you ain't there. I ain't there. Cottrell ain't there. Yuckanon ain't there. Nasanya Show ain't there because she's a hand of rocks cradle. We don't need none of them. In verse 14, and the rest his wife and his friends said to Haman, whom his name describes, magnificent, whom I said thinks himself something special, she said, I mean, this is how much this man so much hated this one brother. Let them make a gallows 50 cubits high. You know how high 50 cubits is? I mean, that's high. Study what 50 cubits look like and make a comparison to a modern day building. And you'll know how high they wanted that gallows to be to put that poor brother on the scalp, on the gallows and hang it. And in the morning said to the king that they should hang Mordecai. For what? The brother ain't did nothing, just like in our case in contemporary time. We just here breathing air. That's just enough. Own it. And go to the king to the banquet joyfully and get your mind right. Haman, king to build a gallows 50 cubits high. Then go to the banquet with a good frame of mind, because you know you want to kill that brother. And you're going to get it done. The matter pleased Haman, whom described, as his namesake, magnificent, whom I said, whom think himself something special. And he made the gallows. As we always say, he put the cart before the horse, so to speak. And Cottrell is going to verify that in the book of Nahum, the prophet. The Most High uses people and nations. But in the end results, we always say in the so-called hood, he that laughs first, don't laugh last. Praise the Most High in this regard. And Queen Esther, we ain't done yet. But Cottrell will be studying the prophet Nahum, chapter 1. But before we get there, I would ask Nasanya, Yuckanon, and Cottrell, do they have any comments or commentaries?
I'm here, Kate. I just had a comment on verse 9 here. And I was just seeing how Haman he got that angry because Mordecai didn't, rise and when he came about or stare at him. So he got that enraged. And I was just thinking how, now in these days, I've actually seen people get enraged with people of our color when we don't show them when we don't acknowledge them,
You're quite right, Nasanya, because of the fact it goes without saying, because they don't understand it. As they have the mindset of Haman, whom namesake means magnificent, whom think themselves something special. I suspect that they're all of that mindset when it comes to us. In ancient times, and certainly in these contemporary times. That mindset hadn't escaped. And as I always said, Nasanya, hadn't much changed as far as society in this universe is concerned, other than the year and technology. You can't make a law change nobody. They can exact laws every day of the week in these United States of America and wherever we are universally captive. But they can't make them love us. And the evidence speaks for itself. Nasanya, does that answer your question?
Yeah, yes, yeah, that does. I appreciate that, yeah.
Thank you, Nasanya. Yuckanon, do you have any comments or commentaries?
Just here for the meat.
Keep meeting, brother. Keep meeting. Praise Yah. Brother Cottrell, any comments or commentaries?
Can you imagine Queen Esther rolling up on King Ahasuerus and some rollers in her hair and some PJs?
Would have been a bad move.
No doubt, no doubt.
Would have been a bad move.
You know what her name means? Esther. Her name means star. Esther means star. And that's a Persian language name.
Right.
Hebrew name is Hadassah.
Hadassah, myrtle,
Hadassah.
like the myrtle tree.
Hadassah. You ever seen a myrtle
Hadassah.
tree?
Right. Beautiful.
It's really pretty.
Pretty. And it has a lot of medicinal purposes to it. Very healing. As in the case of her namesake, she's a very healing woman. Beautiful and healing. Praise the Most High.
All praises.
Well, fellow students, Brother Cottrell has shared studies. Lasagna has shared her comments on commentaries. Yochanan has shared get his ears right. He's listening. And I pray that all of you share in Lasagna's, Cottrell, and Yochanan's perspective on learning the Most High Word. Praise the Most High. So without further ado, Cottrell will proceed to the last segment of study, the prophet Nahum, chapter 1, Yah's wrath on his enemy. But as I said, my take on Yah exacts vengeance on nations that he used in a people. Praise the Most High. Go ahead, Brother Cottrell. You have the mic.
All praise to the Holy One of Israel for our great prophet, the prophet Nahum. And his name means comfort and consolation. And his message is to the nations. The Most High gives the nations a chance to get their thing right, to get their acts right. But his eye is on all the nations and what they do within his creation, because he created them all. And all nations come from the sons of Noah. You're either a Shemite, a Hamite, or a Japhite from the seed of Japhet.
Praise Yah.
In this particular chapter, we're talking about the Shemites from Nineveh. And he also talks about the restoration of Yehuda, who's also from Shem. Israel, also from Shem. Chapter 1 of the book of Nahum. It says, this is an oracle about Nineveh. The book of the vision of Nahum of El-Kosh, the fury of Elohim. This is the oracle about Nineveh, the book of the vision of Nahum of Achish, El-Kosh. Yah is a jealous Elohim who does not hesitate to wreak vengeance or to show his anger. Yah takes vengeance on his adversaries and stores up wrath against his enemies. Yah is slow to anger, but great in power, and he will never allow the guilty to escape punishment. That's pretty plain and simple. And if you don't know where the nations came from, the Most High created nations at the Tower of Babel. At the Tower of Babel, they were challenging the Most High. And Yah confused them with languages to scatter them worldwide so that they wouldn't have that unified power in order to challenge him. So Yah is angry with the nations because they still challenge him today. They're not with his plan. They don't like his laws. And they want to do what they want to do outside of Yah's codified way within his creation. It says Yah is slow to anger, but great in power. And he will never allow the guilty to escape punishment. There goes Christianity right out the window. Because many Christians think they could throw their sins on what they say is the sacrifice of a man on a cross. All they have to do is believe. No, Yah said he's not going to allow the guilty to escape punishment. He will make his way in whirlwind and storm. Yeah, he controls the whirlwinds and the storms. They call it Mother Nature. No, it's Yah. He orders the whirlwinds, which he called tornadoes and hurricanes and all these storms that come up that we see. That's not Mother Nature. That's Yah. And the clouds are the dust beneath his feet. He rebukes the sea and leaves it dry. Yeah, Yah could command the seas to be dry. Dry up, evaporate, take all the water out of it. All you got to do is command it. And he dries up all the rivers. He could do that too. That's where you get deserts and places that are waste. Bashan and Carmel wither, and the greenery of Lebanon fades. And we can see that in the Middle East today. Like, why are these people fighting over this desert land? Oh, because they know that at one time it was almost like paradise. The mountains quake before him. Listen to this description, because we ain't talking about a man, because a man can't make no mountains quake at his presence. And the hills dissolve. What man could do that? The earth collapses before him, the world, and all who live in it. You can't put God up on a cross. You think you can put the Most High up on a cross? When confronted by his anger, who can stand firm? Who can endure his burning wrath? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are shattered before him. We've seen them fires in California, that's for sure. And Yah is good, an unfailing refuge in times of distress for those who take refuge in him. I hope Yisrael out there that's listening know how to take refuge in Yah. Why? Because he's good. He's merciful. He's patient. He takes care of those who place their trust in him, even if they are in peril from a raging flood. He will make an end of those who oppose him, and he will pursue his enemies into darkness. Okay, you could continue. These nations continue to oppose Yah's will. They continue to lie about Yah's chosen people, which means they're in opposition to Yah's plan for Yisrael to lead the world and teaching the world his law, statutes, and commandments. They oppose that. They don't want that. But they're going to find themselves enemies of him and be led into thick darkness. Who do you deserve? Who do you devise plots? Why do you devise plots against Yah? He will make an end of you. None of his adversaries rise up to confront him. What they say, your arms are too short to box with God. None of his adversaries rise up to confront him for a second time. One time is enough. You challenge God, the Most High Yah, one time and one time only. Where's Babylon today? Where's Assyria today? Where is the Medes and the Persian Empire today? And last but not least on the list is this Greco-Roman Empire that knows nothing about what we're talking about here. They have yet to feel the wrath and the vengeance of the Most High. Like a thicket of thorn brushes, they are entangled. And we see this empire, they are entangled. Like dry straw, they will be utterly consumed. From your number, one has emerged who plots evil against Yah and counsels wickedness. That's what they do. No matter how numerous they are, no matter how great their strength, they will be cut down like Babylon, like Assyria, like the Median and Persia Empire, the three kingdoms that was before this last and fourth kingdom. Yah says they'll be cut down and pass away. That's why we say not by strength and not by might. It don't matter how big and strong and mighty, how superpower they are, because that's what Babylon was. That's what Assyria was. That's what the Media Persian Empire was. They ruled the world. Just like the Greek and Roman Empire of today. They're going to pass away. Even though I have afflicted you, Yisrael, I will make you suffer no more. Praise Yah. Now I will break off their yoke from your neck. That's social engineering that Yam Suf talks about all the time, because we shackled in the brain, not physically, but mentally and spiritually. Yah say he's going to break off their yoke. Christianity, false religions, and false doctrines. We're going to return to Yah. He says, now we'll break off their yoke from your neck and snap the shackles that bind you. And their social engineering is what binds us. In regard to you, Nineveh, Yah has decreed that no more descendants will be born to perpetuate your name. And you know they had to dig up Nineveh in the year 1850. Oh, they found that Nineveh actually was a city spoken of in the scriptures in 1850. That's how much Yah buried it, how long he buried it. And who's there to carry the name of Nineveh? All the people from Nineveh are gone. Yah said no more descendants will be born to perpetuate your name. And he did it. I will remove carved images and sculpted idols. That was their guilt. That was their crime. From the temple of your gods. And I will prepare your grave. For you are worthless. And people that carve images and sculpt idols and put them in their temple and call them their gods, Yah is preparing a grave for all of them. Why? Because they, like their idols, are worthless, and they refuse to return to the powers that created the heavens and the earth, that gives them life. They refuse to follow his way. So these are lessons from the past, not only for Israel, but for the nations as well. All praise to the Holy One of Israel. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Brother Cottrell, for a fabulous lesson in the word of Yah and descriptive detail as to the nations, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and certainly in regards to the Most High usage of nations. And to find analysis, some nations and some individuals can be just our whipping stones, just in the case of this contemporary time, Donald Trump and universal white race supremacy, the last kingdom. But at the end of the day, this is comforting, as the prophet named Nahum alludes to. It's comforting. It ain't the end for us. Praise the Most High and bless his holy name. Lasagna, do you have any remarks or comments?
My only comment is I got from this is that I see that Yah is slow to anger, but he still don't play. You know.
Exactly. Praise the Most High. Thank you, Lasagna. Yochanan, any comments on our commentaries?
Oh, praise. Just
All
here
praise.
for the meat. Feed me.
Keep listening,
Feed me.
brother. Keep listening. Keep listening. Thank you, Brother Yochanan. And Sister Alisa. Brother Cottrell, any comments or commentaries on what you just studied?
All praise to the Most High for giving us a feast, the ability to feast on his words, because his words is what's going to save us. And the fact that these words are so potent, so powerful from the book of Nahum, to know that we do have hope as long as we do the right thing. Got to get it together, though. Got to know, what y'all put on the table for us. Because you say he uses nation, he's using us too to gain his glory. And we have to know the part that we play. So we thank y'all once again for allowing us to share his word with the world, because that's what's going to save the world. Praise y'all.
Praise the Most High. Thank you, Brother Cottrell, for being so astute in your reflections and making it easy like Sunday morning, so to speak. That being said, Nasanya, Brother Yochanan, they've done their due diligence. Nasanya, in regards to administrating the show, Yochanan, simply just by being here, as a lot of you all be here too, to study somewhere, study the Most High Word. Brother Cottrell, my friend, elder, and fellow elder on the council have done his due diligence, he and I, by providing you what? The word of the Elohim. Let his footstep be your pathways. But we can do no more in this regard. It's up to you individually. The Most High Word is going to work in spite of us, irregardless of us. But individually speaking, it would be much more beneficial for you if you meditate on the Most High Word. Trust in the Most High Word. Rely on the Most High Word. Let his footstep be your pathways, virtually by his word. It works for you individually if you work it. You put into action. You initiate it. Praise the Most High. So, Nasanya, do you have any closing remarks and comments before we leave?
So all praises and have a good night, guys.
Praise Yah. Yochanan, do you have, and Sister Elisa, do you have any comments or commentaries before we leave?
As always, give thanks to the Most High for giving us breath, giving us strength, and giving us the will to carry on. Keep sharing this word.
Praise the Most High, Yochanan. Thank you very much, Yochanan and Sister Elisa. Brother Cottrell, any comments or commentaries before we leave? And close it out, Brother Cottrell. Your mic is still hot, Cottrell.
All praise to the Holy One of Israel, giving him thanks and praise for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And may the words of our mouth and meditations of our heart be acceptable to him, our Father, our King. May he watch between us while we're absent one from another. May he continue to bless and be with us. We love y'all. Shalom and good night.
Shalom and good night. We love you.
By the way, where the paths met, she stands beside the gates at the entry of the city. At the coming in at the doors, she cries aloud, "Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice to the sons of men." O ye thoughtless, understand prudence, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Hear, for I will speak excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. What could I do? Wisdom calling me over here, over there. Seems like everywhere. In your heart, in the night, in your heart, ooh yeah, in the night, I just can't do without it. Of old, I was set up from everlasting from the beginning, or ever the earth was. The fear of Yah is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the All-Holy is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. That's all, that's all, that's all. Hey, I just can't do without it.
evermore. Ye children, hearken unto me. For happy are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise and refuse it not. Happy is the man that hearkeneth to me. Watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life and obtaineth favor of Yah. But he that misseth me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. Love death. Love death.